100cc, and then we had the VW Polos, and we are getting ready for the motorcycle SM, that is Supermoto Open race. And there you go. That is what we promised, Hishan.
අපිත් බලාගෙන සිටියා කොයි මොහොතේද මේ රූප ඔබ වෙත ගෙනෙන්නේ කියා. ක්ලිෆර්ඩ් තවත් අපූර්ව දර්ශනයක්.
Yes, brilliant sight. Gorgeous lady, beautiful lady, and she has acted in South Indian as well as in North Indian movies. She's a model as well. So there you go. She's here in Sri Lanka. This is not the first time. This is the second time she has come here to grace the occasion, because she was here for the Carlton Sevens. And yes, you can see the car and you can see the lady as well. They're driving on the Golfers Green, so Golfers Center Road. So if you're there, you can wave your hands. If you're not around there, we warned you, she's going to be coming there, so we better get there. But I don't know, probably you must be regretting it by now. But however, it's beautiful sights. It's good to see Indian artists coming here and supporting all these sporting events. And also we have Indian drivers, those who are taking part.
ඔබේ දකින්නේ සමිරා රෙඩ්ඩි තමන්ගේ ප්‍රේක්ෂකයන්ට ඒ වගේම ක්‍රීඩා ලෝලීන්ට ආචාර දක්වමින් මේ කොළඹ නයිට් රේසස් ධාවන පතේ ගමන් කරන ආකාරය මෙත් එක්තරා විදිහක තවත් අලුත් අත්දැකීමක් විශේෂයෙන්ම මේ තරගය සඳහා කොයි ආකාරයේ ආකර්ෂණයක් ඇතිව තිබෙනවාද යන්න පිළිබඳව එක් උදාහරණයක් තමයි ජාත්‍යන්තර සිනමාව ජයගත් තාරකාවන් කීප දෙනෙක් මෙවර තරගාවලට එක්ව සිටින විශේෂයෙන්ම ශ්‍රී ලංකාවේ පැවති තරගාවලින් රාශියකට ජාත්‍යන්තර නැත්නම් ඉන්දියානු සුපිරි සිනමා තාරකාවන් පැමිණීම මම හිතන්නේ තවත් ආනන්දජනක අවස්ථාවක්. ක්ලිෆර්ඩ්?
Yep, not only for you, for everybody, I guess. She's relaxed. She's relaxed. Look, she's enjoying that. She's enjoying the atmosphere. It's brilliant. It's fantastic to see her smiling. So you can see everybody smiling along the way. And this adds more glamour to the event. What do you think, Vinishka?
Well, rightly said, glamour it is.
Well, are you starstruck?
Maybe a little bit.
Well, I can see whenever Hishan sees any of these Indian superstars, like he's going speechless. But just because it's part of his job to talk, he's somewhat trying to catch his breath and say a few words. But however, yes, she's gorgeous, isn't she?
ඒකම ක්ලිෆර්ඩ් මට අවස්ථාව ලැබුණා මේ තරඟයේ පවත්වන සීමාවන් කරා පුංචි ගමනක් කොස් ඒ පිළිබඳ අවධානය යොමු කරන්න සියලුම දෙනා මේ තරඟය පිළිබඳ අවධානය යොමු කරන අතරතුරේදී මේ ඉතාමත් විනෝදයෙන් කාලය ගත කරන ආකාරයක් දක්නට ලැබෙනවා. අද දවස නිමා වන්නට පැය කාලක පමණක් කාල තිබෙද්දී ඔවුන්ට තිබෙන්නේ මේ මෝටර රථ ධාවන තරඟ ඉසව්ව නැරඹීමේ උන්මාදය. ඒ කියන්නේ විශේෂයෙන්ම සලකා බැලීමේදී පසුගිය වසරට වඩා මෙවර තරඟාවලිය සඳහා වැඩි උනන්දුවක් වැඩි ප්‍රේක්ෂක අවධානයක් යොමු තිබීම මම හිතන්නේ ඉතාමත්ම කාලෝචිතයි. අපිට පේනවා මේ දර්ශන එක්කම මේ සමර රෙඩ්ඩි තමන්ගේ ප්‍රේක්ෂකයන්ට තවත් ආචාර කරමින් ගමන් කරන ආකාරය ක්ලිෆර්ඩ් මට වචන ඇත්තටම නැහැ කියන්න.
That was for you. Yes, that kiss was for you. And well, something I noticed during this, it's not only Samira Reddy, yes, she's glamoring the event, but she's adding glamour to the event. But look at the beautiful camera work, the continuity, and every angle, everywhere she went, it was completely covered. So definitely with 32 cameras, it's something unique.
ප්‍රේක්ෂකයන්ගෙත් ප්‍රතිචාර ලැබෙනවා ක්ලිෆර්ඩ්. බොන්න ධාවන පතේ මෝටර රථ ධාවන ඉසව් නැරඹීමෙන් අනුතුරුව දැස්වලට යම් කිසි ආකාරයක විනෝදයක් නැත්නම් තමත්කාර ජනක අත්දැකීමක් විඳ ගැනීමේ අවස්ථාව දාවි තිබෙනවා. ඔබ කිව්ව ආකාරයට මේ රූපරාමු සජීවීව CSN නාලිකාව ඔස්සේ ගෙනෙන්නට කැමරා 31ක දායකත්වය ලැබෙනවා. ඒ කැමරා 31 පිටුපස සිටින මිනිසුන් තමයි මේ රූපරාමු අප වෙත ගෙනෙන්නට ඉතාමත් වෙර මහන්සියක් දරන්නේ. ඒ ඔවුන් වෙනුවෙන් අපි කතා කරන්නට ඕනේ මේ ප්‍රේක්ෂක ජනතාව සමර රෙඩ්ඩිට ආචාර දක්වන ඔවුන් විනුසිරවත් වෙනවා ක්ලිෆර්ඩ් අපි වගේම පැහැදිලි දර්ශනයක් ලබා ගන්න.
Correct, very correct. Well, she made her entry to the South Indian industry through a movie called Varana Mahiram, which was one of the biggest blockbuster movies in the South Indian cinema. Well, that is Samira ready for you. There you go. You can see, and in the meantime, you can see all the bikes. They are warming up, and to give you commentaries on that, joining us here in the commentary box is Verishka.
Well, thank you, Clifford. With Samira ready, I think, ready to exit the track. The riders have made their way. They're following close behind. Very gentlemanlike, I would say.
Very gentlemanlike, correct. As long as that Land Rover is just behind, in front of them, they are like gentlemen, yes.
Well, as you can see, all the riders are actually heading towards that start-finish line so that they can take up their places on the grid. So as soon as we have that visual, let's go over the start line and get ourselves acquainted with our new contenders.
Well, can you just please brief us about that coming up event, Motorcycle SM Super Motard Open? We'll try and get the lineup.
Well, Ned Daniel has clocked in the fastest timing. That's not a surprise, actually, Clifford, because he's been racing on circuits like this for quite some time. He's even taken the Sri Lankan flag to the international arena, placed quite well, actually. So he's followed by Anand Wedisinghe. Now, that should be very interesting, given the fact that Wedisinghe is a name that you'll associate with motocross. So coming on to a pure tarmac race, that should be very interesting to see how he tackles that.
Well, you come from a very heavy racing background, and you do have the circle as well. Have you ever thought of racing?
Maybe. See, my family is listening to this, so I'm not going to say anything more. Well, back to the grid. They'll be joined by Suraj Pereira and Udika Shrima Malavya, both of whom are actually top contenders in this event. And as you can see, Samira Reddy still on her way down the golfway stretch, I believe.
Correct. So energetic, so smiling, very beautiful, gorgeous, definitely adding glamour to this event. And there you go, the kisses. Why am I seated here?
සමර රෙඩ්ඩිගේ නිකමයාමක් සමගින් ආරම්භ කිරීමට සූදානම් වනවා. තවත් යතුරුපැදි ධාවන ඉසව්වක් සේනාර් 2012 मोटर रथ सह යතුරුපැදි ධාවන තරඟාවලියේ මේ SMK නැත්නම් සුපර් මෝටර් විවෘත තරඟය ආරම්භ කිරීමට සූදානම් වනවා. වෙනස්ව කිව්ව ආකාරයටම නෙඩ් ඩැනියල්ටයි ඊයේ කාලගණනයේදී ප්‍රථම ස්ථානය හිමි වුණේ. ඔහුට හොඳ ස්ථානයක් ලැබී තිබෙනවා මේ තරඟ ආරම්භය කරන්නට. ඒ වගේම ආනන්ද වෙදිසිංහ දෙවන ස්ථානය දෙවනියට තරඟ ආරම්භ කිරීම සඳහා සුදුසුකම් ලබාගෙන තිබෙනවා. ඒ වගේම සුරාජ් පෙරේරා, උදික ශ්‍රීමාල් මාලවිගේ, චමින්ද සිල්වා, पूर्णक प्रसाद गायन संदरुवान මේ තරඟයට එක්ව සිටිනවා. විනිශ්කා මම හිතන්නේ නෙඩ් ඩැනියල් සමග කරට කර තරඟයක් දෙන්නට හැකියාව තිබේ. කිව්වා කාරණේ නෙඩ් ඩැනියල්ට ජාත්‍යන්තර තරඟ අත්දැකීම් රාශියක් තියෙනවා. ඒ වගේම ගායන් සඳරුවන් අපි අමතක කරන්න හොඳ නැහැ. මෝටර් යතුරුපැදි ධාවන ඉසව්වේ ජයග්‍රහණ රසක් හිමි කරගත් ධාවකෙක් විදිහට හඳුන්වන්න පුළුවන්. ඒ වගේම තුසිත ගුණසේකර, WA රශ්මික ශ්‍රීමාල්, නුරංග චාමර, නුවන් සිතාර, केरी सुदर्शन सह रमाल पथिर रत्नाई मे तरंगे सदा लबा තිබෙන්නේ. ශාෂා සිටිනවා පහළ තවත් කතා බහ කරගෙන යනවා. ශාෂා ඔබට අවස්ථාව.
The Colombo night races couldn't get any more colourful with the arrival of Samira Reddy, Bollywood star. Well, the night races seem to be getting better and better. Well, with that, we're following up with the rest of the events. The next event coming up is the motorcycle group SM Super Motard Open. And with that, I have an official with me right now. So please introduce yourself to us.
Yeah, I am Raghunath. I am the president of the Motorcycle Federation of Sri Lanka.
Right. Now, sir, about this particular event, please tell us about it. What's so special about it?
This is an event which is called Super Motard, which is run on usually on gravel as well as on road, and it's one of the fastest motorcycle event presently on the country.
Right, the fastest motorcycle event in the country, and we're about to start it right now.
Thank you, Sasha. Well, you all just heard that. Says the fastest motorcycle event in the country. These motorbikes can run on gravel as well as on the road. and it's getting better and better. Venushka?
Well, rightly said, Clifford. So, as you can see, that's the startup list. On 101, that is Ned Daniel. Well, you can't miss him out because he's had quite a little bit of modification done to that helmet. A lovely red mohawk, Clifford. What do you think?
I like it. I like it.
I think specially done for CNR, so we're waiting for the start lights. Let's see how this goes.
Well, it's good to see even the competitors, even the people who are taking part in the race, they are really enjoying it. Even though the pressure is on, definitely if you're a big name and you're under pressure to perform well. And you know, unlike many other races, the number of spectators are there and you're on live, but still they are trying to enjoy it. It's something really good.
I think it's brilliant, and we have a start. So Ned Daniel coming into that first corner. Looks like Weathersinger has a good line there. All of them still bunched up together. We're going to need to sort this out soon, Clifford.
Hopefully. Well, that's the first corner of the race and goes into the second corner and into the Duke Street. Oh, as we speak, there is a small incident. That is number 111.
චමින් සිල්වා යම් සාකාරයක අනතුරකට භාජන නමුත් අපි දකිනවා ඔහු තරඟය ආරම්භ කරන්න සූදානම් වෙනවා ක්ලිෆර්ඩ්.
Yep, yes, he's trying to restart. Unfortunately, it's not getting started, I guess, but it's very unfortunate for them. Well, in the meantime, the others are drifting away from the first two are drifting away from the rest of the pack, and they are gradually building up a space between the second and third, and there's a neck-to-neck fight for the first and second. So in fact, it's going to be Ned Daniel and Gayan Sandarawan. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we just heard the president of the Sri Lanka Motorbike Racing Federation selling the fastest motorcycle, the fastest bikes in Sri Lanka for motor racing, and they can run on gravel as well as on road. So if you're joining us from home, you're watching Colombo Night Races. This is the event number 4. Event number 4, Motorcycle Super SM, that is Super Motard Open. Ned Daniel, there you go, that is your leader, 450cc. Look at that bike. Trying on the stretches and cruising through the bends. Nicely taken. Well balanced. Speak, they enter the Duke Street. On to York Street. Gayan Sandarawan closing on the gap. Which I call. Again, this is the York Street stretch. And they can go really fast here. Heading towards WTC. Back of Ceylon Mouth. There you go. That is the bend. From there, the right turn to Janadipati Mauta, passing the newly refurbished Hotel Kingsbury and going through the Galadar roundabout and hitting the Golf Fest Centre Road. And here again, this is also Venushka, a nice stretch. That the recent, in fact, like for this year, they added this stretch just to give some excitement to the race.
Well, I think the excitement is all in the hands of that rider or the driver, because coming down that stretch, they are going to make a very calculated move, making sure they take out their opponent just before that no overtaking zone comes into place. So Ned Daniel defending his position against Gayan Sandarawan. Interesting how Gayan has made his way up, because he only qualified as the 7th fastest. So what happened to Ananda Weddisinger? He seems to be missing in action. Hopefully the camera crew will be able to capture some of the riders who are in 3rd, 4th or 5th or further down, as Hisham points out from here. But up ahead with the red mohawk, it's all the way with Ned Daniel.
Well, as we speak, Ned Daniel has managed to increase the lead, in fact the gap. And that's the bend course, the Ponte. Going down to 4th railway station, doing a left turn there, opposite the S30. Well, there you go, that's the rest of the pack, I guess. Well, the leaders, 2 race leaders getting into the York Street. Still leading comfortably.
Ned Daniel තවදුරටත් තරගයේ ඉදිරියෙන් ගමන් කරනවා. ගයන් සඳරුවන් දෙවනස්ථානයේ අපි දකිනවා උදික ශ්‍රීමාල් තරගයෙන් ඉවත් වෙනවා.
Well, Udika Shrima Malavige is someone who is associated with the 450cc Supermotard event, Hisham. You can't take him out of that event. If you see him at the Supercross, he's always there and he's always on that podium. He's very adamant and you can't miss out because he has a ponytail that sticks out from that helmet and he's very easy to spot. I'm telling you, he's one easy guy to spot on that track.
You've been watching this so closely.
He's really good. I'm telling you, he's really good. But I'm not too sure as to what is up with him today because he's usually up there, you know. He's competing with the top riders. But I guess taking on a tarmac event is a little bit more different and a little bit more challenging.
Well, in the meantime, Ned Daniel has managed to extend the gap between Sandarawan.
දෙවන තරඟ වටය නිමාවට පත් නෙඩ් ඩැනියල් ප්‍රථම ස්ථානයේත් ඒ වගේම ගයන් සඳරුවන් දෙවන ස්ථානයට පසවනවා. සුරජ් පෙරේරා තුන්වන ස්ථානයේ ධාවනයේ යෙදෙන්නේ. ගයන් සඳරුවන් සහ නෙඩ් ඩැනියල් අතර ද්වන්ද සටනක් නිර්මාණය වෙමින් පවතිනවා තුන්වන තරඟ වටේට ප්‍රවිෂ්ඨ වන ආකාරයේදී. Clifford?
Yep. Gyan Sandarawan not giving up. Trying to gain some yards. With every corner he takes, he tries a different move. It's from inside or outside. And also every stretch he wants to close in the gap. But Ned Daniel, I don't think he'll give up.
I highly doubt, Clifford, because where Daniel is concerned, he's all about going for that kill. So until he sees that checkered flag, there is no backing down. But Gyan Sandarawan, I think, is an exceptionally great performance given the fact that normally you'll see him jumping off at a Supercross and all his fans cheering him on. And I'm pretty sure he's doing them proud today by taking on a new challenge, especially the 450cc here. Because normally he's on a 250cc four-stroke bike, taking on the Indian riders from TVS. So a little bit of a different scene for him.
But he's doing good today. There you go. That's the golf face stretch. You can see he's putting his head down and winding his...
Well, coming down the stretch, I think they've already entered that no overtaking zone. So if Gyan gets close enough, he'll have to hold it off. I think they're ready to lap a few of their competitors, Clifford.
I guess so. It's only the 4th lap that they are going in. So, I don't know. Maybe the competitors are taking it too easy because too many crowd around there and a lot of cheer, a lot of colorful lights. So,
good exposure, enjoy
good
it.
exposure, you just enjoy the ride. You know, you never get to ride a 450cc bike in this area. So, definitely, probably they are loving it.
And there you have it. Ned Daniel does it in style, lapping his fellow competitors with ease, as usual.
We are only in the, well, we just started the 5th lap.
Well, 8 minutes on that bike. That can't be any fun. It should be a little bit tiring by now.
Well, I guess for him it's probably 8 long minutes.
But I guess when you know that you're 1 lap shorter to that checkered flag, it's all good. But a quick look over the shoulder just to check where Gyan is.
Gyan is close. Look at that. Look at that. Gyan is very close. Thought he almost pulled it.
He's trying on the inside, Clifford, but it's a little bit tough to take somebody out there, especially if you're on a bike. So I guess Ned really does have the racing line when he comes into those corners.
Well, I think Gyan played it very patiently and watching his opponent, and he forced him to make some errors, but that didn't happen. But however, Gyan Sandarawan takes the lead here.
And the chase begins to the checkered flag.
There you go. This is the last bit. This is the last stretch. In fact, like the stretch before the last, And once you go there and you take the hairpin pin, and that would be the final stretch. And here somebody has to slow down here because they are entering the non-overtaking zone.
ගායන සඳරුවන් අභිභවයන් සමත් වූ හිතන්නට හැකියාවක් තිබුණේ නෑ නෙඩ් ඩැනියල්. නමුත් නැවතත් අපි දකිනවා ඩැනියල් තමන්ගේ ස්ථානය තවදුරටත් රැක ගන්නවා.
Well, Ned Daniel retakes the lead, so he's proving to be a champion here. He started at the top of the grid, and there you go. He's going to finish top if he can continue, if he can hold on to that lead. Venushka?
Well, I like how you said if he can hold on to that lead. Just before they come into that start-finish line. So this is the last bend. Gayan trying in again, but nope, defended well.
That was a close call. There's a close call. Well, we just entered the final lap.
Well, seems like Daniel's defending skills are really coming out today. Gayan trying again, but not close enough.
Entering the York Straight. Did he hit it?
Slightly, I think he tailed there, and Gayan takes the lead from that.
There you go. Look at that view. That's not even a second's gap there. They are entering the final stretch here. Gayan Sandharwan again taking the lead.
So the Supermotard event coming into its final moments. Well, already in the final lap, Gayan Sandharwan already pushing it for that checkered flag, but Ned Daniel calls it that the game is not yet over. Ishan?
මේ තරඟ කරන දාවකයන් දෙදෙනා අතර සටන ඉතාමත් තියුණු මුහුණුවර ගන්නවා. මේ අවසන් වටය මේ වන විට සුළු ඉදිරියක් ලබාගෙන තිබෙනවා ගායන් සඳරුවන්. නමුත් ඩැනියල් නැවතත් තමන්ගේ ස්ථානය රැක ගන්න ආකාරයක් අපි දක්න ලැබෙනවා. මෙයයි තරගකාරීත්වයක් තිබිය යුත්තේ. තරගයක උණුසුම නැදී තිබෙන්නේ මේ අතරයි. තරගයක නිමාව කෙසේ වෙතත් තරගකාරීත්වයෙන් තරග වැදීම මේ දාවකයන් දෙදෙනාටම ඉතාමත්ම අපි ස්තුතිවන්ත විය යුතුයි. මේ නරඹන CSN ක්‍රීඩා නාලිකාව ඔස්සේ නරඹන දහස් සංඛ්‍යාත ප්‍රේක්ෂකයන් ඒ වගේම සජීවීව නරඹන ප්‍රේක්ෂකයන්ට ඉතාමත් උද්වේගකර අවස්ථා රසකට මොවුන් පෙළඹුවා. විශේෂයෙන්ම පස්වන 6 වන වටදිගේදී ඔවුන් දෙදෙනා අතර තිබෙන පරතරය ඒ වගේම ස්ථානය පිටින් පිට මාරු කරගමින් මේ තරගයට දකිනවා. අපි දකිනවා ඉතාමත් තියුණු අවසානයක් ක්ලිෆර්ඩ්.
Well, there you go. That was the finish. That was the end of the race, and Ned Daniel managed to hold on to the lead. Well, Venushka, at one point I was wondering, in fact, whether these guys were talking to each other.
Well, it looked like it, but I think it's all in good sportsmanship. On the track, they will try to take each other down, but off the track, they're all friends.
Well, that was a really good competitive race. I would say out of the 4 events that concluded, this one was the most competitive.
Well, there's a lot more coming our way, Clifford, if I'm not wrong, because especially in the next event, because it's the SLH drivers who are up, and that should be very competitive, so it should be good as this one.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching from home and if you're living in Colombo, okay, this is what you've been missing, this electrifying. In fact, this is what you're missing, the electrifying atmosphere here. It's all happening in here. Colombo is completely different tonight, all lit up, beautiful, superb atmosphere. It's a full house in here. And if you're watching from home, well, definitely through CSN, live coverage for the second time. And this is a historical event because we had bicycle races, night race on the bicycle race, and also we had 3-wheel race as well. As we speak, Hishan will give you an update on this race.
ඉතාමත් තියුණු තරගයකින් අනතුරුව නෙඩ් ඩැනියල් ජයග්‍රාහකයා ලෙස අභිෂේක ලබනවා. ගායන් සඳරුවන්ට හිමිවන්නේ දෙවන ස්ථානය. ඒකම සුරාජ් පෙරේරා තුන්වන ස්ථානය හිමි කර ගන්නවා. මේ ඔබ දකින්නේ සුපර් මෝටාර්ඩ් විවෘත තරගයේ විශේෂ අවස්ථා. අපි දැක්කා නෙඩ් ඩැනියල් තරග ආරම්භයේදීම ඉදිරියට ගමන් කරනවා. ඔහුට අභියෝගයක් එල්ල කිරීමට හැකියාවක් තිබුණු ක්‍රීඩකයා ගායන් සඳරුවන් අනුෂ්කා කිව්ව ආකාරයට ඔහුට හිමි වුණේ 7 වන ස්ථානයේ සිට තරග ආරම්භ කරන්න. නමුත් තමන්ගේ අත්දැකීම උපයෝග කරගන්නමින් ඉතාමත් හොඳ තරගයක් ලබා දෙන්නට හැකියාවක් ලැබුණා නෙඩ් ඩැනියල්ට ගායන් සඳරුවන්ට. ඒකම මේ තරගය පිළිබඳව ද්‍රවිඩ බසින් සමාලෝචනයක් ගෙනෙන්නට අවස්ථාව දැන් උදා වෙනවා.
ஸ்துதி இஷான். ஆம், தற்பொழுது நடைபெற்ற மோட்டார் சைக்கிள் போட்டியில் மோட்டார் சைக்கிள் குரூப் SM சிறந்த மோட்டார் திறந்த போட்டியில் தற்பொழுது அதற்கான பெறுபேறுகள் எம்மிடம் கிடைக்கப்பெற்றுள்ளது. அந்த வகையிலே முதலாவது இடத்தினை 101ஆம் நம்பரைச் சேர்ந்த நெட் டேனியல் பெற்றுள்ளார். இரண்டாம் இடத்தினை 102ஆம் நம்பரைச் சேர்ந்த கயான் சந்துருவான் பெற்றுள்ளார். அந்த வகையிலே இந்த போட்டியின் போது ஆரம்பம் தொடக்கம் இடைநடுவிலே ஒரு மோட்டார் வாகனம் தடைபட்டது. அதாவது 110ஆம் இலக்கம் மோட்டார் வாகனம் போட்டியிலிருந்து விலகியமையினால் அந்த காட்சியினை தற்பொழுது நீங்கள் நேரடியாக பார்க்கின்றீர்கள். ஆம், அவ்வகையிலே கால்டன் ஸ்போர்ட்ஸ் நெட்வொர்க் சிறந்த முறையிலே இந்த நேரடி ஒளிபரப்பினை தற்பொழுது இலங்கை வாழ் ரசிகர் மக்கள் அனைவருக்கும் வழங்கிக் கொண்டிருக்கின்றது. இந்த போட்டியானது இலங்கையில் மட்டுமல்ல சர்வதேசத்திலும் தற்பொழுது நாம் பார்த்து கொண்டிருக்கலாம். 2012ஆம் ஆண்டிற்கான மாபெரும் மோட்டார் வாகன ஓட்ட போட்டியினை கொலம்போ நைட் ரேஸ் 2012க்கான நேரடி ஒளிபரப்பினூடாக நீங்கள் இணைந்துள்ளீர்கள். தொடர்ந்தும் இணைந்திருங்கள். கிளிஃபர்ட்.
Well, we are going down to the tracks to see what Banu's got to share with us. Banu, what have we got?
Well, a very good morning to you indeed. It's the next day of the Colombo night races. It's an incredible journey so far, and we've got yet another winner. Mr. Munjal, how are you?
Yeah, I'm fine. How are you?
I'm doing great. So, a victory. What do you think about that?
Well, a victory is always very celebrated. I mean, I was anticipating this after qualifying on pole, and the aim for the race was to obviously win. I qualified with 1 second margin, so at the start I had to just be careful so that I don't make any mistakes, and after that I built up a small lead, and then it was a case of consolidating the lead and making sure that I don't crash into the wall, which is very easy to do over here, and I ended up winning the race, and I'm very happy for that.
You won the first race. There's race number 2 coming up as well. Your opinions on that?
Well, race 2 is kind of very tricky because we follow a reverse grid system wherein the top 4 finishers of the first race will be reversed. So I will be starting 4th, while the person who finished 4th, Sri Lankan Romani De Silva, would be starting on pole. And on this circuit, it's very difficult and very challenging to overtake. So race victory for in the second race would be very good, but that would be slightly high hopes, and I would be very happy with the podium place.
So you mentioned something about the surface. Would you like to elaborate on that?
Well, it's a street circuit, and it is always very, very difficult because there are a lot of, you have paint on the road, and the tire barriers are very close. There is just no room for making any mistakes. So that makes it a very, very challenging circuit, but unlike some other street circuits, this is a very fast circuit, and that makes it even more challenging. But I think the best part about here is the crowd. I mean, the Sri Lankan crowd love their motorsport, and it's been very great the way they cheer us, and it's a very good feeling.
Well, that's props for you all. We're going to talk to more of these stars like this. You're going to have to stay tuned, and it's over to you again.
Thank you, Banu. Thank you for that, and thank you for reminding us it's the 16th morning. Yes, we are entering the second day of the night races, and in fact, it's a very good morning to all.
එමතරගේ නානතුරුව තවත් මෝටර් රථ ධාවන ඉසව්වකටයි අපි ඔබගේ අවධානය යොමු කරන්න බලාපොරොත්තු වෙන්නේ. මෙයත් ඊටමත් සුවිශේෂී තරඟ ඉසව්වක් ලෙසයි හඳුන්වන්න පුළුවන්. SLH 1600 කණ්ඩේ මෝටර් රථ ධාවන තරගයේ මේ තරඟ වට 8ක් පැවැත්වෙනවා. ඊටමත් සුපිරි ධාවන තරඟ ඉසව්වක් ලෙස මෙම තරඟාවලියේදී හඳුන්වන්න පුළුවන්. එන්නම තරඟාවලිය නැත්නම් මේ තරඟයේ ඊටමත් උණුසුම් මුහුණුවරක් ගන්නවා. මේ වන විට අපි ඉසව් 5ක නිමාව සටහන් කර තිබෙනවා. තවත් ඉසව් 9ක නිමාව සටහන් කරන්න තිබෙනවා මේ CNR 2012 මෝටර් රථ සහ යතුරුපැදි ධාවන තරඟදී. ක්ලිෆර්ඩ්.
Well, we saw Banu talking to Mujal Sabia actually. He was the winner of the polo previous race, and what he said was he really enjoyed racing here, and the fantastic atmosphere and the fantastic atmosphere was fantastic. Also, he said they have a good fan base for motor racing, Manushka. Surprising.
Well, we do. You've seen them around the country, and obviously if it's in Colombo, there's double the crowd. And like you said, what was the number again? 500,000?
Well, that's the expected target. I think we're almost sold out. It's 100% sellout. And plus you have people staying in 3 hotels they are watching here. So that is also all the hotels in Colombo, like 100% full house. Well, we are going down to the starting point to talk to a guest, and Callum Srimal will do that.
මේ වෙනුවට තවත් ඊටමත් වේගවත් තරගිසාවක් ආරම්භ කරන්න සූදානම් වන්නේ. ඉක්ුත් තරගිසාව දකින්න ඇති ගායන් සදරුවන් සහ නෙට් ඩැනියල්ස් අතර පැවතිච්ච තියුණු තරගය. දැන් ඊට නොදෙවෙනි තරගිසාවක් ආරම්භ කරන්නේ මෝටර් රථ 1600 1600 cc කලාපේ බොහෝ විට හොන්ඩා කාර් රථ 18ක් එකිනෙකා තරග වදිනවා. මේක අපි දකිනවා සාමාන්‍ය මේ ඉසාවි තාමත් ඉදිරියෙන් ඉන්න ක්‍රීඩකයෙක් අශාන් සිල්වා ඒ හැරෙන විට ඒ හා සම නම් දැරු සහ ශ්‍රේණිගත ශ්‍රූවීන් කීප දෙනෙක්ම මේ තරග වදිනවා. රෝහිත් රාජපක්ෂ ඒ සමගම තරග වදිනවා. බුද්ධිගල රොහාන් ඩිසිල්වා ජානක ඩයස් ක්‍රීඩකයන් අද දවසේ මේ මොහොතේ තරග වැදීමට නියමිතව තිබෙනවා. මේ සිය මෝටර් රථ ඔබ මේ දකින්නේ අද දවසේ මේ මොහොතේ හොන්ඩා කාර් රථ සිය තරග වැදීම සඳහා සූදානම් වන්නේ. මෙවැනි විට සියල්ල සූදානම් මේ තරගිසාවත් ඉතාමත් වේගවත් තරගිසාවක් බව සඳහන් කළ යුතුයි. අනිවාර්යෙන් අපිට බැලිය හැකි ක්‍රීඩකයන්ගේ දක්ෂතාවන් අනුව කොයි අයුරෙන්ද මේ තරගිසාව ආරම්භ කරන්න කියලා. විශේෂයෙන් එකිනෙකාට නොදෙවෙනි ක්‍රීඩකයන් පෙළක් අත්දැකීම් ඇති පරිණත අතිදක්ෂ ක්‍රීඩකයන් පෙළක් මේ රාත්‍රියේදී මේ තරගිසාව සඳහා සහභාගී වෙනවා. 1600 ඉසාව හොන්ඩා මෝටර් රථ සියල්ලක්ම මේ තරග බදින්නේ. එසනම් අපේ විස්තර විචාර කුඩියට මයික්‍රොෆෝනේ බාර ගන්න සතුටුයි. දැන් තරගිසාව ආරම්භ කිරීම සඳහා සියලු විද්‍යාවතන යුතු ඇති නිසා.
Thank you, Cam. Well, it's going to be, the next race is going to be SLH 1600cc, and joining me here to bring you live updates and commentaries on that will be Venushka and Hishan Valmello.
Well, thank you, Clifford. And like you said, a very hot event indeed. Perhaps the second fastest we have in the nation right now. Clocking in the fastest timing from yesterday is Sajjad Zuhair for Easy Racing. Now that is quite an interesting pole position, because right behind him is Ashan Silva, who is sandwiched between Zuhair and none other than Dilan Senaviratne. So the top 3 contenders should have a good fight between the 3 of them, but do not leave out the rest of them, because we have about 17 competitors here, and they'll be followed by Shashika Lakmal, Vijay Ratna, Emdad Hussain and Irfan Fuad in the top 6. So that 6-way challenge should be very interesting, because all 6 of them are people who've had podium finishes throughout this season. Following them, Janaka Dias, veteran driver in this as well as the GT event. Nadira Jinasena, Ushan De Silva, perhaps the youngest driver in this SLH event. Followed by S.A. Harsha, Mr. Naveen Buddhika De Silva, Shamil Elias, Rohit Rajapaksa takes on the 14th grid. A little far behind, but he's always someone who challenges other drivers, and should expect a little bit of good racing from him. Rohan De Silva is on 15th, and Kausha Samarasinghe and Abid Dangal rounds up the grid positions.
ஆமாம், இப்பொழுது மற்றொரு போட்டி ஆரம்பப்பட இருக்கிறது. இதுவரை இந்த போட்டிகள் முடிவுக்கு வந்து 6வது போட்டி ஆரம்பிக்கப்பட இருக்கிறது. இது மோட்டார் வாகன போட்டி என்று சொல்லலாம். கார் வாகனங்கள் போட்டியில் இருந்து கொள்ள இருக்கிறது. நாங்கள் இந்த போட்டியிலே யார் யார் பங்கு பெறுகிறார்கள் என்பதை நாங்கள் பார்க்கலாம். அபித் தங்கள் அதோடு இணைந்து இருக்கின்ற அத்தனை பேரும் இணைந்து கொள்ள இருக்கிறார்கள். ஏராளமான போட்டியாளர்கள் இந்த போட்டியிலே கலந்து கொள்ள இருப்பதை நாங்கள் அவதானிக்கக்கூடியதாக இருக்கிறது.
And we see the race is starting off, and Dilan's already moved up 1 space ahead of Ashan. He's got a good start. Everyone's gotten past turn 1 without any contact, which is a great sign, Venushka.
A very good sign, I think, given the fact that all 6 of them in that top 6 grid position, I'm sure they were willing to get out of that without any scratch.
If you look at the times on qualifying, they are just about a second or 2 apart from on the all top 5 contenders. So the competition is very tight, and you can see there's a repeat of the bike races where the 1 and 2 positions are covered by Team Easy Racing.
Well, I think Easy Racing will be celebrating quite early today. Sajad Zuhair doing them very proud from yesterday's timing to today's start and already leading the race. So an 8-lap event and Ashant Silva in third. Very surprising though.
It is very surprising, but you can't discount him yet. We have another 7 more laps to go, and we have in-car footage from either Sajad or Dilan, one of the two.
Looks like it's Sajad because didn't see any car in front of that, so guessing it is Sajad.
And Dilan goes a bit wide, but everyone will have to still stay behind him as it's an overtaking zone.
So the onboard cameras are quite interesting.
Yes, they are. It's quite a new thing that I can see motorsports or televised motorsport is starting by CSN. So all credit to them. Thank you very much.
Hisham here is very adamant about the promotion part of it. No, Hisham?
පැතනම වෙස්කා කතා කරද්දී තාක්ෂණයේ උපරිම ආකාරයෙන් යොදා ගනිමින් මේ සියලු දර්ශන ගෙනෙන්නට CSN නාලිකාව කටයුතු කරනවා. ඒ නිසා ඔවුන්ට මේ ප්‍රණාමය ගෞරවය දැක්වීම මම හිතන්නේ ඉතාමත් වගේ කරනවා. මේ දර්ශන කොයි ආකාරයෙන්ද ඔබට ලැබෙන්නේ පිළිබඳව කතා කරද්දී ඔබ වෙනස මහන්සියක් දරනවා. විශේෂයෙන්ම ඔබ කලින් දැක්ක ආකාරය මොන රටේ ඇතුළත සිට කැමරාවකින් මේ දර්ශන නැත්නම් මේ දාවන පතේ පිළිබඳ දැනුම අත්දැකීමක් නරඹන ප්‍රේක්ෂකයාට දාවකයා සමානව ලබා දෙන්නට CSN කටයුතු කිරීම පිළිබඳව අපි ආගය කරන්නට ඕන.
As you can see, Ashant Silva is giving Dilan Senaviratne a good fight for second place, while Sajad is clearly in the lead and just extending the gap.
Looking into those side mirrors, I'm sure he can see that battle going on and he's using it to his advantage to just push ahead because he knows if Ashant gets past Dilan, that's going to be a little bit of a problem.
He's next.
So Ashant is hounding down that rear end of Dilan Senaviratne, but Senaviratne, as usual, proving that he can defend himself.
That's right. Venushka, as you know, just to mention, Dilan Senaviratne is a new addition to the Easy Racing team this year. This is his first race for the team, and already he's doing quite well for them.
Well, that was the rear view camera from Easy Racing team. We saw the onboard camera as well. Well, they are using the technology to the maximum, and thank you for Team Easy Racing for sharing that technology with us, so we were able to bring in more exciting, I would say, angles. There you go. There's one of those. That is from the rear view camera. So you can see the distance between the second and third place. But however, it's very much, I would say, 2 seconds or so, 2 to 3 seconds.
Well, less than that. It's more like milliseconds?
Milliseconds.
Milliseconds, yeah. Because the three of them have this tendency to be very fast, break away from the rest of the pack, and then deliver this little bit of challenge that everybody's seeing on the screen. Right, Prasan?
Actually, it looks like they have their own race going, and then there's the rest.
And as you can see, Dilan just really defending that second place because Ashant's trying in and out, but the overtaking just not happen.
One thing, Ashant, you have to give it to him. He is very persistent. And him in your rear view mirror, it's not good news.
Yep, we've seen him on the gravel track, we've seen him at Katakaranda, and even at that last moment, he'll make his move. So Sajad Zuhair still in the lead, followed by teammate Dilan Senaviratne. Ashant Silva still looking for that loophole. Hopefully we'll get a glimpse of who is in 4th, 5th and 6th, because if you can notice, there's a little bit of a battle going on there as well.
That's right. And unfortunately, most of these cars are branded quite similarly, all in white. So it could be Imdad Hussain back there if I was to guess. He is also an upcoming driver in the class, doing quite well for himself.
Well, Imdad wouldn't be alone there because the other two who were in the top 6 were Sashikal Ahmad and Irfan Fuad. All three who have experience being on that podium, so they are hungry for that win.
That is true, that is true. They will definitely want to try out for one of the podium spots available, but right now it seems to be monopolized by these three.
Well, Sajad Zuhair, it's no strange place for him to lead the race. So 3 laps down, and I think Kishan has something to share with us.
ඔව් විශේෂයෙන්ම සරත් සුවීර් ගැන කතා කරද්දී ඔහු මේ වෙන විට තුන්වන තරඟ වටය ආරම්භ වීමත් සමග ඔහු ඉදිරියෙන් සිටිනවා. ඔහුට දැඩි අභියෝගයක් එල්ල කරනවා ඩිලාන් සෙනවිරත්න වගේම ආශාන් සිල්වා. තරඟ වට 8කින් සමන්විත මේ තරඟ කාණ්ඩය මම හිතන්නේ තාගෙත් අවධානය දිනාගත් තරඟ වටයක් වන්න පුළුවන්. සුපිරි හොන්ඩා මෝටර රථ මේ තරඟ සඳහා සහභාගී සිටින. ඒ වගේම ඒ මෝටර රථ ධාවනය සඳහා ඒ තරග ඉසව්වේ ශ්‍රී ලංකාවේ සිටින ප්‍රමුඛතම ධාවකයන් සහභාගී වීම මේ තරගය තවදුරටත් ත්‍රිවෘත කරන්න හැකියාව තිබුණා.
Well, Hishan, in that moment, if you saw it, Ashan Silva made his move as predicted on Dilan Seniviratne. He just waits for that perfect moment, doesn't he, Farzan?
That's right. We were just talking about the line that Ashan had took, and it looked completely different to everyone else. And just at that point, Dilan went wide enough for Ashan to creep in.
Well, good on Silva. As usual, the Silva magic still lives on. Now it's a question of whether Dilan Seniviratne will retaliate.
Dilan Seniviratne has to at this point. He is close enough to challenge the position. As you can see in front, Sajjad Zuhair is well ahead. He is pushing, yet he is pushing his car. You can see the brake sparks coming off of it. So he is on the ball as well.
But I have a feeling another lap or so, and Ashan will be close enough to Sajjad. What do you think? Probably?
Yes, probably, yes. I would guess so, yes. Unless Dilan gives him a good enough fight to defend. Right now, Ashan looks like he's on the attack.
Yep, but it's never a good place, I guess, to be, especially being sandwiched between Zuhair and Seniviratne.
He should worry about that as well.
Because you're looking at two good top-notch drivers in this event, and both of them are going to defend and challenge
attack.
you. So, Ashan has a little bit of things
He
going
has
on.
his own dilemma.
But the top three, Sajjad Zuhair leads the way at the SLH cars for the CNR races 2012. Closely followed by Ashan Silva and Dilan Seniviratne. 5 laps down. Farzan, any predictions at this point?
Tough call right now, but I'm hoping Sajjad will be able to keep it. But as you can see, Ashan is more on the attack than on defense.
And like predicted, 1 lap to go, and he has closed in on that gap.
And we have a mishap.
Sajjad takes it down.
Sajjad loses his rear end, takes it, goes on top of the sandbags, and
Did we speak too soon?
I believe so. Commentators jinx.
Well, having Ashan and stuffing up in between these two, that is not good at all, you know, because you could see what sort of pressure that he puts in from behind. So that actually prompted the race leader to go and make a mistake. Now Ashan is leading the race heavily, and I don't think he will give it up from this point onwards.
Well, it seems like Sajjad did a little bit of a miscalculation there, right, Farzan? Because
Correct.
I think he gave into that pressure a little too soon.
It's possible he might have looked at the rear view mirror at the wrong time.
Well, we hope we can go back to that area where the accident took place. We'd like to know how Sajjad is doing. But up ahead, Ashan Silva now very comfortably taken the lead. But Dilan Seniviratne seems to be ready to give a fight.
Dilan Seniviratne not far back. We'd like to see who's in third place. It could be Imdad Hussain or Irfan Fuad. As you can see just by looking at the glowing brake discs, that the extent these cars are being pushed to, they all have to be in 120% working order. So all credit to the mechanical partners for Ashan as well as Dilan and their tuners.
Well, like you said, it's always a team effort. We only see the driver behind the wheel, but there's so much going on at the back seat, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. Even as we, just prior to the race, the cars were all still being worked on. And you can see Dilan trying.
So this is the yellow flag zone, no overtaking here, and danger being marked because Zuhair's car, that means, is still on the track. We'll have to wait till the race finishes, I guess.
That's right. So this will be a permanent yellow zone, no overtaking zone.
Seems like the recovery team has a lot of work today.
And they actually have a great time at it. They love doing it.
Well, thank you, gentlemen. I'm sure you can hear us all the way from the corners you're at. Thank you for a job well done. Glad to know we are in safe hands.
Something I'd like to add is, Venushka, you know, we think an event like this is only actually looked forward to in Sri Lanka, but I was just in Bangladesh last week, and I know tonight there is about at least 20 to 30 Sri Lankans who are watching this race live on TV in Bangladesh.
Wow, just wow. I think I have no words for that.
So this is it. Thank you, CSN.
Well, this is Ashan Silva coming out of the hairpin bend, and these are the visuals of Sajjad Zuhair's accident. As you can see, he is unharmed, but a little disappointed, I think.
And on the phone. He's probably talking to the missus. Imdad Hussain. Imdad Hussain laying in third place. Good on the young.
He was not talking on the phone while he was driving.
Well, Clifford, it's the Colombo roads, and I think it's a trend with the Colombo guys. Bad habits die hard.
I guess he probably forgot his hands-free.
Well, jokes apart, Ashan Silva, all credit goes to him, because right now he is in the lead, hotly pursued by Dilan Senviratne. And if I'm not wrong, Imdad Hussain is in third.
And that's a super job from Imdad to come up on top of all the other veteran drivers as well, and still manage to hold his third place. So good job.
Clifford says that Ashan made the call to Sajjad to distract him. Wonder if it's true.
We'll have to find out later on. Right now, Dilan is hotly pursuing, literally, as you can see from his brake discs.
Because I'm sure by now he knows that they are down to 2 laps, maximum 1.5 at least by now. And he has a very little time. This is already a 12-minute race.
Correct.
So before this time is up, he needs to make his move. And this is them, I think, entering the golf stretch. Yes?
Dilan is running out of options to overtake, because he has 2 non-overtaking zones now. So he will have to calculate his move, but yet he needs to be close enough to make that move.
So coming into the hairpin bend, Silva, lovely cornering, followed by Dilan Senviratne. And down the stretch towards Saradari, the start-finish line.
As you can see, they pulled out quite a bit of a gap between second and third place. Oh, I wish we could get more footage at the back of the grid, because I'm sure there's going to be equal amounts of, dog fighting in the back as well.
But I guess the fight between Silva and Senviratne itself is so intense that they keep pushing their vehicles to that limit, to that extra limit.
It's not even the limit, it's just beyond that limit.
It just keeps going. So coming down the start-finish line, this is from pretty much what Dilan sees right now. That's from his onboard camera. He can see Ashan Silva's brake lights. That's not close enough.
Not close enough. But we're back into the no-taking zone, so gives Dilan a moment to get close. I believe that was Irfan Fuad coming in, so he might be third.
Well, as we speak, we're entering the final lap, and Ashan Silva comfortably leading. Dilan Senviratne tried his level best, he pushed, but then again he realized there's a gap between the second place, where he is positioned at the moment, and the third place, and he didn't want to do something silly, so he just wanted to concentrate, and probably he may want to settle for second.
Trust me, Clifford, there's nothing about settling. Until they cross that checkered flag, it will be like, I want this.
Absolutely, there's definitely no settling. And what's worse is the friendly ribbing that goes on in the paddock after when they do make it back. There's a lot more pressure they need to face after the racetrack as well.
So coming down the golf stretch one last time. So the 8th lap event for the SLH is about to come to a finish. A good bit of driving from Ashan Silva, I think. He's really got everybody up on their feet.
He actually is a fantastic driver. He is a fighter to the very end.
So I guess everybody's wide awake now.
And Amin Dean with the checkered flag.
So Silva takes the win. Dilan Semiratne will have to, like Clifford says, settle for a second. And we was forced to settle. So this is third and fourth. I believe fourth was Janaka Dayal.
No, I believe that would have been Shashika Lakmal, if I'm correct.
Okay.
The front of Dilan's car, I believe, talks about the Easy Racing FB page, which they are now currently at a 25,000 strong fan base.
මේ නිමාව දකින්නේ මෝටර රථ තරගාංශයේ තව සුවිශේෂී තරගයක් SLS H1600cc කණ්ඩේ තරගයේ එහිදී අෂාන් සිල්වා ජයග්‍රහණය ලබා ගන්නවා. ඩිලාන් සෙනවිරත්නට දෙවන ස්ථානයත් ඒ වගේම ඉන්වර්ඩ් හුසෙන්ට තුන්වන ස්ථානයක් හිමි කරගනිමින් තරග ආරම්භයේදී සජාද් සුවීර් ඉතාමත් හොඳ ආරම්භයක් ලබා ගත්තා. ප්‍රබල අභියෝගයක් එල්ල කරා අෂාන් සිල්වා ඒ වගේම ඩිලාන් සෙනවිරත්න ඒකම අපි දැක්කා තුන්වන තරග වටේ වන විටත් සජාද් සුවීර් ඉදිරියෙන් ගමන් කරනවා. ඒ සමගින්ම අෂාන් සිල්වා හොඳ අභියෝගයක් ලබා දුන්නා. නමුත් අවාසනාවන්ත අන්දමින් සුවීර්ට තරගයෙන් ඉවත් වීමට සිදු වුණා. තම මෝටර රථය අනතුරකට භාජනය වීමත් සමගින් ඒ තුලින් ලබාගත් පන්න නැත්නම් අවස්ථාවෙන් ප්‍රයෝජනගත් අෂාන් සිල්වා තරගයේ නිමවනතුරු තමන්ගේ ස්ථානය රැකගන්නමින් ඉදිරියට ගමන් කරමින් තරගයේ නිමා කළා. ජයග්‍රාහකයා ලෙස ඩිලන් සෙනවිරත්නට දෙවන ස්ථානයත් ඒ වගේම ඔබ මේ දකින්නේ එම අවස්ථාව ඉතාමත් අවසනාවන්ත සිදුවීමක්. සජාද් සුවීර් තරගයෙන් ඉවත් වීමට සිදුවීම තරගයේ ජයග්‍රහණය තමන් වෙත නතු කර ගන්නට උට හොඳ හැකියාවක් තිබුණා. තරග ආරම්භයේ ලබාගත් ඉදිරියත් සමගින් තරගයේ නිමාවන්නේ අෂාන් සිල්වාට ජයග්‍රහණය හිමි කරගනිමින් ඩිලාන් සෙනවිරත්නට දෙවන ස්ථානයත් ඉම්රාඩ් හුසෙන්ට තුන්වන ස්ථානයක් දෙවන බසින් මේ පිළිබඳව තොරතුරු අසමු.
அன்பார்ந்த நேயர்களே, மற்றொரு போட்டி முடிவுக்கு வந்திருக்கிறது. இந்த போட்டியோட 6 போட்டிகள் முடிவுக்கு வந்திருப்பதை நாங்கள் அவதானிக்கக்கூடியதாக இருக்கிறது. இப்பொழுது நாங்கள் பார்க்கும் காட்சியை பார்க்கலாம். ஒரு கார் இங்கு விபத்துக்குள்ளாள்வதை நாங்கள் காணக்கூடியதாக இருக்கிறது. அந்த போட்டியாளர் அந்த போட்டியிலிருந்து விலகிக் கொள்வதற்கான எத்தினை நாங்கள் காணக்கூடியதாக இருந்தது. ஆகவே இந்த போட்டியை பொறுத்த மட்டிலே மிக மிக விறுவிறுப்பாகவே நடைபெற்றுக் கொண்டிருப்பதை நாங்கள் அவதானிக்கக்கூடியதாக இருக்கிறது. இலங்கை முழுவதும் மாத்திரமல்லது உலகம் முழுவதிலும் இருக்கின்ற அத்தனை ரசிகர்களும் இன்று கொழும்பு நகரத்திற்கு வந்திருப்பதை அவதானிக்கலாம். கொழும்பு நைட் ரேஸ் 2012 போட்டிகள் மிக 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 விறுவிறுப்பாக நடைபெற்றுக் கொண்டிருக்கிறது. இந்த போட்டியை பொறுத்தமட்டிலே முதலாவது இடத்தை 11ஆம் இலக்கத்தை உடைய அஷான் சில்வா அவர்களும் 18ஆம் இலக்கத்தை உடைய டிலான் செனவிரட்ன அவர்களும் 15ஆம் இலக்கத்துடைய அமிடட் உசைன் அவர்களும் பெற்றிருக்கிறார்கள். ஏராளமான ரசிகர்கள் வருகை தந்திருப்பதை நாங்கள் அவதானிக்கலாம். அன்பார்ந்த சிஎஸ்எம் நேயர்களே, எங்களோடு இணைந்திருங்கள். விடியற் காலை வரை ஏராளமான போட்டிகள் உங்கள் இல்லத்திரைக்கு நாங்கள் கொண்டு வர காத்திருக்கின்றோம்.
Thank you, Kedis. Well, that was an exciting race. Ashan Silva winning it comfortably, even though he had to give a lot of fight. But then again, now we are going in for a short commercial break. Once we are back, we'll be bringing you more live action from Colombo Fort. Keep it locked on.